Hello and welcome to another episode of Dinks with Kinks. I am your most excellent host, John Dondero, just the greatest. And with me are the sexy...
Yeah. Just stop.
Don't degrade me while I'm doing the introductions.
Stop.
With me tonight is the most amazing special person I know, Miss Rebecca.
Oh, hello.
Also joining me is...
I was expecting you to say Shep. I was like...
No, I have my own set of compliments for him.
Oh.
Yeah, he is an amazingly intelligent, smart, funny guy, even though he's too quiet. Mr. Shep.
Who are we talking about again?
That's right.
Are you saying I'm not smart?
I'm just... No.
Are you saying I'm not intelligent? Is that what you're implying?
That's not what I'm saying at all. I am trying to boost you guys up because it would be humiliating.
This is not how this week is going. That is not how this week is going to go.
It would be incredibly humiliating if I just got on this podcast and just degraded both of you.
Do it,
I mean...
Twice now. Twice already you've walked into it. Twice.
I know. I love making her walk into it.
On my knees?
So humiliating.
Tonight... That's begging please.
Begging please. Tonight we are talking about humiliation and degradation.
So we're going to be... About you.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, this is my life. This is my personal life, not my sexual life. It's just an absolute exercise in degradation and humiliation, just every day. I go outside.
What does your fanny pack say again?
Micropene.
Okay, just making sure.
At the Dondero streams.
Somebody pretty awesome must have designed that. Yeah.
We had this really talented Arugs girl design the micropene.
We'll have to introduce her and Rebecca sometime.
Yeah.
We've already come out then.
We've already come back. They're the same person.
I tried to put her back in.
No, you can't put her in. Once the genie's out, she's out. No.
Once you're out, you go back in and take shorter strokes, remember?
I want to go back to the closet. Can I go back in the closet? Can I pretend to be straight again? Is that something we can do?
Why?
I'm just wondering if that's a feasible thing. Do people do that? They're like,
no,
you know what?
I'll get out the door.
Okay. We're getting off on a totally different topic. I see this veering.
I thought we were getting off on. Never mind. Okay.
How humiliating that we just completely spitball. No. Okay. So tonight,
Speaking of spitting.
Oh yeah. Tonight we are going to be talking about all kinds of forms, and we're going to cover more or less the people who are into it. Because, I mean, anybody can degrade somebody. I mean, I can't. I'm really
It's quite
bad.
degrading when you spit instead of swallow. Yes, I agree.
But I want to get more into the people who enjoy this. Like, who really enjoy being degraded or humiliated. Because, like, it's very simple to cover why people enjoy degrading and humiliating people. It's reason people like being bullies. They like having the power. And feeling like a big man.
Oh, why they like doing it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I was like,
yeah.
bullies? Okay, all right.
Let's not associate the bullies with the
No.
fun kink.
I'm saying that it's the same mentality. They just do it in a healthy way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to separate the bullying and this.
I don't mean that.
Wanted versions, yes.
Yeah. I don't mean that people who like to degrade or humiliate somebody are bullies. But usually the reasoning behind it are the same. Just, I believe someone with this kink and fetish are practicing it in a very healthy and safe way. So kudos to you guys for doing that. Make sure, consent is always a very big factor. Don't do that to somebody who does not appreciate that.
Or in this case, ask for it. Because I believe this is one of those fetishes to where it's not something you tell somebody that you want to do something. It's more of a one that you onset it by someone asking for that degradation and such.
Mm-hmm. I think honestly, this is one. For me, It falls a lot along the lines of CNC. Because there's so many different ways you can degrade somebody. And one thing they might like being called a dirty little slut, but they don't want to get slapped in the face or spit on. And you can't just say, I like you to degrade me, and just expect that. Like, you have to literally go through and say, okay, this is what I like. This is what I'm into. This is what I'm willing to try. And let's go from there. I think in a safe, that's what makes it safe, and emotionally safe environment.
I agree. I've been with partners who enjoy the degradation, but they were like, you could call me slut, you can call me cunt. Do not, under any circumstances, ever call me a bitch. Like, that will end it immediately. But because I knew that, I could
be a yellow flag on the play.
Yep, yellow flag. Foul language.
Red flag. That'd be like
red flag.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, absolutely. You want to make sure that you have this conversation and you consent to it. That said, let's get into why the people enjoy having it done to them, and let's talk about the different types of degradation.
I got a list.
I got a list too. We're probably on the same page right now.
We're probably on the same list.
Yeah, we are absolutely. I tell you what.
Let's see, degradation. Your pun attempts. What?
Oh,
yeah, my attempts at puns.
We degrade you every week.
I know. That's what I said. Before the episode, me and Shep were talking. He's like, and we were talking about what the episode. He goes, "Oh, so we're going to be talking about you and just everything you got going on." And I'm like, "Yep, pretty much." That's my bag, baby.
That's your peen pack.
I tell you what, Miss Rebecca, you want to cover the first list of verbal humiliation and kind of talk about things, and I'll do physical.
Did I just see listen in her eye as soon as you said you want to cover that list? She was like, "Yeah,
yeah. Listen."
Yeah. Verbal is obviously anything that you say to that person and how you speak to that person. And that also goes through many levels of degradation. It can be as simple as, you're a dirty little slut. You can call them a bitch. Things like that. Also for the male subs or the males who like to be degraded, like being called a sissy, and which again, that's something that I take personal issue with, but that's fine. That's not my opinion. But they being called sissy. They like being called weak. They like being told that they're worthless. Now then you can go down deeper into more personal psychologicals, like fatty. You can be called, stupid, all weak, all of these things where it attacks you personally. Calling somebody a bitch or a slut is like just name calling, but when you start attacking them personally, it's like a psychological level.
This is starting to sound like every meeting I'm ever in, and you're just saying. So far, you'd be like fatty, stupid, and I'm like, oh my god, those are like my pet names for people call me those. It's love right there. But I will say this.
They called it disparaging or cruel. That's what they call being talked to disparagingly.
When they refer to sissy, typically it's not of their strength or power. It's more or less their masculinity. Like a lot of people who enjoy being called a sissy are often enjoy feminization, where they're made to be feminized. So that's definitely what this terminology is. A sissy
big word of tonight: sissification.
Sissification. We covered that, did we not?
We did.
Yeah.
Cuckolding, right? That was the one that we covered.
We talked about it on cuckolding, but I think we also talked about it in cross-dressing.
Yeah, true. Both.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Continue. I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, I think verbal can. This is one that can make or break, I think, if you don't have a conversation. Physical is that, but verbal, like, especially, I don't know about you two, but when you're in the middle of a scene or you're in the middle of it and you're in the throes of it and things just start coming out of your mouth. Like the words start, phrases, and then if you don't catch yourself, if you're not aware, you could end up really. What the fuck was that?
Well, he didn't. He made sure to catch the stuff that was
I
about
know.
to come out of his nose. I mean,
I blew my nose, but I muted myself beforehand.
No, you did
no,
not.
you didn't. Yep. I mean, we are talking to you. Right?
Oh my god, my dang it, my mute button
you're dang
stopped. My mute button stopped working. You guys heard all my calls. Hold on, I gotta fix that.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, so verbal. I don't know where to get back from that. I don't know how to. Thanks.
We're just gonna continue on because that was great. So.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, let's not mix that.
He's adding to our fuel of degradation fire, so let's work with this.
Just on our list, I'm just gonna read my list.
Read your list.
Forced flattery, such as agreeing that every decision that the dominant makes is wise, correct, and justifiable. So basically, you're forced to praise the dom all the time. Mockery, derision, and ridicule, and scolding of the type commonly reserved for children. So, yeah.
But by the way, I just want to add in, you guys heard the nose blow, but the recording did not. I forgot on Discord, it uses a different mic. So the audience need to be like, what are they talking about? I didn't hear any of that.
Well, he said blowing his nose, so we know they knew.
Yeah.
They know.
But they won't hear it. They'll be like, oh man, we missed it.
So I'm not into degradation actually, for personal reasons. And honestly, if you want to put me in like a red flag on the play, degrade me, like I'll do a lot of sub stuff. I won't do that. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. And
your
I don't know.
ponytail is crooked. Was that good enough?
So
Yeah.
yeah, very good enough. But I have been with people that love and love calling me a slut. They like that's the one go-to I think that I have experienced. That's the go-to. You're a dirty little slut. Why is that a thing? Like,
Okay, so I can explain
It's
this one a little bit.
Through the hallways of Pornhub, they teach us many a slutty word.
Yeah, and I also think that one particular phrase isn't necessarily degrading. It's I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying it's sometimes used as not a degrading term, but as oh, we're wild. Like, I'm a slut too. We're sexually active, and those are usually people who have been with people who were not very sexually active or wild. And so when you watch, like Shep said, when you watch a lot of porn, you're getting slutty. Yeah.
Like the other version of that would be the dirty whore type.
Yeah.
Who's a
dirty whore?
Those are your more superficial, almost turn-on types. I wouldn't really put those in the degradation category.
They can be used as degradation.
But they can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yes.
I think
But,
it's tone.
Those are
and
like
intent.
It is.
Those are your high-level ones.
Yeah. I think if you went, you filthy slut, degradation. Let's get slutty.
Yes, and what's your point?
Fun. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's get slutty together. Or like, yeah, be a slut. I don't see that as so much as degradation as like, yeah, let's go a little nuts. Like, on the other hand,
Honestly,
like calling somebody a bitch, there's only one way to take that. Unless you're really into
or the
dog
C
stuff.
word.
Or, yeah, cunt.
I love that word. I do. Some people hate that word. I love the word cunt.
I just love how she started off with the C word.
The C
I didn't want
word.
to insult people. I didn't know. People.
I honestly was about to call her out going, you realize you just said the C word on a sexual podcast. That is like saying wet.
Moist. Wet,
Oh, I love moist.
cunt. All
Casserole.
the hard T's. I think
Okay, I need a
it's
minute.
just.
Y'all give me a minute here.
I think I think it is intent. All of this is about intent. You know,
It really
some
is.
of this stuff, like making fun of somebody, teasing somebody. Teasing can be fun. It can be cute, and then it cannot be. It just depends on what you're saying and how you're saying it.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, me and my partner, we're separated now, but we would talk mad shit about each other all the time. Never in the bedroom. But like 10 minutes before that, I'd be like, oh, you're such a cunt. You know? And that would be very playful. Like, that's how we tease each other as friends.
That was foreplay.
That was our foreplay. No, I mean, there was just no sexual attention to it. It was just like, I mean, anybody who ever watches any of our content on Don Duro streams, we literally degrade each other every night. Talk mad shit about one another in a non-sexual manner. Except Arugs. No one has anything bad to say about Arugs. She's an angel.
Horse shit. And I literally mean horse shit. So let's not even start there.
I was about to say, because everything I say about her is a sexual manner, so, I mean...
Yeah.
But, all right. So, verbal. That's verbal in a nutshell. So.
No, I like it. You know, I think that thoroughly explains all of it. Now let's get to the physical humiliation and degradation. We're going to be bullying to you. And, I mean, this is one of those things...
Your list is longer.
Oh, my list is much longer. I'm not going to go into every single one.
Oh, Mr. Micropene,
just
your list
because-
is much longer.
And micropene falls back to verbal humiliation. Yes. And if you go to the Don Duro Streams merch store on the Don Duro Streams Twitch, you can find yourself a micropene fanny pack. You'll love it. I wear mine every day, always to church. All right, let's get into like this. These are less cut and dry. Like these are more cut and dry. These are less like up to
less moist and somewhat swampy.
Oh yeah, these are more straightforward degradation. You can't be like, well, I was just being playful. I mean, just the very first one. Ejaculating, spitting, or urinating on somebody's body, especially the face. Or as we like to call it,
the money shot.
Yeah, the money shot.
What do men really love the money shot? Do they really? I have to know. I really, really, really want to know because people talk they talk about it all the time. I never understood. I never understood.
I actually know more females that enjoy the money shot or be giving a money shot than I know men who enjoy giving it to them. I think usually men who enjoy the money shot are either very much into degradation or they may have a cum fetish. Because
they're still learning and their main reference is Pornhub.
Exactly. They just know, oh, that's the money shot. And they're just trying to bro it out. But no, I actually know several females who enjoy having ejaculate either on their chest or face. Like, they like to see it happen.
I like to see it happen, and I don't mind it. I like it. I don't mind it anywhere else except for my face.
You know what? I think this is one of those ones that, of anything, could be up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Because, if you have a cum fetish or, urination, I mean, if you have a pee fetish, that might not be degrading at all, even though typically if you have a urine fetish, you are into degradation. Spitting, for sure. If you spit on somebody, that's degrading. 100%. The only time spitting is not degradation is if you spit on the ween and stick it in the behind. You spit as lube. Shouldn't do that though. Use actual lube.
I mean, a spit in a prayer. If all else you got.
Another one is quote unquote, and I'm putting air quotations around this because consent is always key. Forced anal penetration with either dildos, anal plugs, or similar objects, including your penis. This is forced, quote unquote, CNC style sex.
AKA surprise butt sex.
Surprise butt sex. And like that's usually can be very much used in degradation. Like, you're such a bad girl, I'm gonna stick my dick in your ass. Let's do this.
Not
and
to be
that
confused
kind of stuff.
with, oops, I slipped my dick's in your ass.
Oops.
Different scenario.
I think,
Oops. Peeing in butts.
this one would probably be more for, well, not more, but I mean, just in a more used in a humiliating, degrading way towards men on the male side of it. Like, I'm gonna flip you over and I'm gonna do things to your ass. Like,
Well, see,
I can see that.
That's coming into like you're getting involved in like pegging.
And don't forget the old school teabagging of the face, or
Teabagging, yeah.
Oh,
Slapping somebody in the face with your genitals is definitely a degrading thing.
That's happened to every single one of us at some point in our 20s.
I was like, unless you're playing Halo, and then it's just customary to do so.
Yes.
The only time teabagging is not degrading is when you're doing it in Halo.
Or Warcraft.
Or Warcraft.
That was back in the day thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, a really popular one is servitude. And I'm going to mix a couple into these with, like, servitude, but, like, everything from, like being forced to serve, being a maid, having to do, like, work for somebody in a manner that is not necessarily sexual, but not, like, a professional environment. Like, I'm going to make my sub clean my house, clean my filth.
Sorry, go ahead, Chad.
I was saying, anything that has treated you as less than human, as it were.
Yeah. Not that cleaning staff are less than human. We're just saying, like, doing tasks that would seem demeaning.
Yes.
This one reminds me of, there's this show on Netflix called Bondage, and it's about a female dom and all she does. And she has a sub who has the mask, the full getup, the sub wear, and he cleans. That's his thing. She doesn't do anything sexual, like as in like involving genitals, but he crawls on her knees. He cleans her boots. She tells him to clean the windows with a toothbrush, like that whole thing. And he
crawls
loves
on her
it.
knees? That sounds kind of painful.
He crawls on his knees. But you know.
There was a commercial like that where a woman does that. She gets in the full dom outfit, has a man come over and cleans her house. And then he leaves. And then she changes back and her husband comes home. And he's like, well, the house looks great, sweetie. I can't even remember what it was a commercial for, but it was brilliant.
I need that.
Yeah, right?
I need that.
So, and like I said, yeah, the servitude, you will get no sexual gratification from me. You will just serve me for what I want and then get out.
Indeed.
What are you odd facing?
I'm looking at the list. And this one, there's one on the list that I
just popped you and slapped you in the face, it seems.
Yeah, it looked like you look very shocked.
I don't understand how this is degrading.
All right, go ahead and give it to me.
Face sitting.
Okay, so let's put that in like context of human furniture. There is on being on top of somebody and getting eaten out, and then there is almost the borderline suffering. You have no choice in the matter. I'm pinning you down and burying your face in my genitalia against your will. You really, some of these you really have to add that CNC like tag on of the you have no choice in the matter. And moving on to like face sitting, but like human furniture being used as like a footstool, where I'm going to sit in a chair and I expect you on your hands and knees, and I'm going to rest my feet on you. That is a very popular one.
And some more complex ones you've seen people used as like full-on horse carriages, but the carriage is all humans.
This is like a very popular one too, and I always feel bad for the people who are subject to do it against their will. Public humiliation, and I don't mean that the people are the people participating are subjected to this, but like the strangers or the family or friends who have to witness this act of like either wearing a diaper in public. You've seen people with the collar leash. Everyone's seen that one photo from Walmart where somebody's getting led around on a leash.
Well,
And
that's not. Let's not call that degradation, since sometimes that is a basic subdom scenario.
Well, the reason I suggest this because it is a very common practice of degradation. It's first serving like visual representation in an environment not necessarily representative to sexual activity.
Mm-hmm.
Pet play at PetSmart is public humiliation. Pet play at a sex party, well, that's just good fun. Does that make sense?
Yes. Here. Well, we'll agree to disagree. We're both pretty. This is one that I think is actually probably becoming more prevalent now with social media and smartphones and etc. Was it how do you say it? Candolism?
Ooh.
Is a paraphilic sexual practice or fantasy in which one person exposes their partner or images of their partner to other people for their voyeuristic pleasures.
Like putting images without, of course, always consent, but like placing their images on like a porn site or either creating an OnlyFans for them or something like that. Yeah, that's actually getting really popular. That is probably
depend on the imagery. I mean, that might be more appealing than degradation, but yeah.
Well, it's the role play. That's where the role play really comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Of the I'm doing this, you have no say in the matter. And yeah, there's a lot of these that you're like very much like you got to have that role play aspect to it. Or as you said with the verbal, the tone.
And it's even so much like I have this. It's that power play too. It's like I have this picture of you. I'm taking this video of you, and you don't know if I'm going to send it to anyone or not. It's very much that power play,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and that I think. I mean, that covers.
One moment.
There is so much more we could talk about in the physical, and I highly suggest people like looking at the Wikipedia. Go actually type sexual erotic humiliation on Wikipedia, and it's just this is one of those pages that is thoroughly filled out. Someone did their research, and there's plenty of very awesome pictures.
I think
thoroughly,
honestly,
deeply an array of pictures for your pleasure.
It's erotic.
Wow. There are actually a lot of TikToks. A lot of TikToks of people that are into this fetish and on different levels. And I think this is one of those ones where you can dip your toe into a little bit if you want to do a little bit and just be a little kink, or it's your full-blown fetish where you like, all sorts of, it's a very wide range, and it can go with many other different fetishes. You can
play light with the
woven in there,
or go deep with the talk.
Exactly.
I think we have covered so many of these as their own separate thing. Everything from impact play to the urination fetish, water sports, transformation, bondage, just S&M in general, BDSM. There has been so many things that we have covered that fall into this kink. It is a pretty large kink. But now I think we should start talking about
is it large?
Large and in fact in charge. So I think we should really
define
talk
it
about
as girthy.
It's girthy. It's got girth. There's no micropeen here. It's 100% giant peen. let's talk about the why of it. Like, why do people enjoy getting humiliated? I have nightmares where I am like standing in front of my class in my underwear. I think a lot of us have had those nightmares.
Wasn't that last week at the ABC store?
Yeah, but a lot of people go to great lengths to avoid being humiliated or embarrassed, or they have large amounts of pride and they do not want to be insulted. So, what makes somebody go, that sexually excites me?
Emotional release.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a sort of the same with like impact play or being a sub in that aspect. And a lot of subs do that. A lot of subs are very into, a lot of them are into degradation. I mean, on different levels. So I personally don't like it, but I also know why people do. It's that one where they are so they don't have they have these emotions that they can't express, and getting degraded to the point of they cry or they feel bad, like they can start feeling something, because sometimes and you numb yourself to the point where you just don't feel anything and you want to feel something, and somewhere along the way feeling bad started feeling good. And I think that that's what I personally have seen people that are into it, they want to feel something.
No, absolutely. Another reason is the same reason people enjoy pain. Your wires get crossed, so in place of when you feel that humiliation, in place of releasing the normal brain chemicals that we all feel as someone who doesn't enjoy it, they get endorphins released.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that real addiction to the endorphins, which triggers the sexual arousal. Also, a very thing that kind of took me by surprise. It is a way to overcome personal trauma by relating degradation with love, like a controlled, safe environment. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, get this, because Rebecca was like, "What?"
So this is
No, I get it. I get it. I understand it. I'm just I'm continue. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's
So-
Go ahead, Shep.
So it's a very strong release of ED, endorphin degradation.
yeah. But it's also like, okay, let's say I have low self-esteem, so things trigger me a little harder. But I can appreciate this because I know the person doing this to me loves me. So I get off on the manner of them doing this, giving me the strength to hear these phrases. And I know it only comes from a place of love. And that kind of mixes with their their self-esteem issue. It almost in a way gives them self-esteem, which then releases the endorphins, which then creates the sexual arousal. Because they know the person who's doing this to them in this moment, they're in control. Because any type of sub-dom relationship, if you have a really good one, the sub should always feel maximum level of safety. Mm-hmm. And so if they're able to be degraded by this person, they feel completely close to that person because everything they're saying is just going over them, not into them. Does that make sense?
It's the same way. I feel the same way toward pain. I think that's how I would associate that. Like they are emotionally doing what I would do physically.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be the point of what we seek in the bedroom is different from the norm that we experience in life. Mm-hmm. So say, for instance, you could have the super successful, always get everything they want, person that just never has an ill word or anything said about them because they're just that amazing to the rest of the world. But then when you find somebody that will just degrade you, you get fixated on them because, ooh, you're different. You're
Yeah,
saying something
just-
different
I
than
call-
everybody else.
I call that spoiled brat reversal.
Yes.
You see it in movies where you're the first person to ever talk to me like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one
I also
talks to
think
me
that
like
it
that.
could be the people who are like that, who are good, like have everything put together and all of this stuff, but they have that imposter syndrome where they don't feel authentic. And so when somebody is degrading them or doing things like this, they actually can feel authentic because they are struggling with their self-esteem or whatnot.
Yeah, it makes them feel more real.
Yes. And that's important.
See, I don't have to worry about that. I don't like to be degraded in the bedroom because I get degraded and humiliated on a daily basis working with you guys. And I love that. I really do. It makes me feel loved. So I enjoy degradation and humiliation in a non-sexual way. I don't
You
get off
have
on
a
it.
praise kink.
I have a praise kink. You sent me that TikTok, and I was just like, "Oh my god, we got to talk about that." The opposite of degradation, a praise kink.
Put it on the
And-
wheel. It'll get talked about.
Put it on the
No, we're gonna talk about it right now. Rebecca, tell them about it. Tell them about the opposite of degradation kink.
I don't know. Chef doesn't want to, and I'm feeling a little frightened.
Oh, he wants it. He hates being complimented. He's like me. He does not handle
Y'all,
compliments very
you
well.
do. That's the thing is I compliment both of you all the time to your face and to other people, and you guys get like all weird about it.
Yeah, we're like, no, I can't handle that. Do not give me positive influence.
Praise kink is where it's the opposite, obviously, of degradation. It is you're a good girl, like you're doing amazing, it's so awesome, and you get turned on by being praised, and you get turned on by being told you're wonderful and you're smart and you're handsome and good looking and you're great in bed and all of these things, and you get turned on by that. And yeah,
That is
what are
100%
y'all
Rebecca.
doing?
We're pointing at you
What?
going, that's you. You got a praise kink.
What? I do not.
You don't like compliments when we tell you how awesome you are? We're genuine about it. Yeah, there it is. There's that face of, shut up, you're right.
I like being told I'm a good girl.
You do.
See,
I
why are you
know-
trying to fight it?
I know
you know.
many people who melt the minute you say good girl. So,
Yes.
nothing wrong with that.
They don't necessarily melt, but they moisten a little bit. Moisten, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's, and the TikTok was, the guy was like, how deprived are we now that we don't praise each other enough that is now become a sexual fetish, that we have deprived ourselves so much of praise that's become a fetish. And I was like, I think that's always been a fetish or a kink. It's just not one that's been talked about or had to put a name to it. I mean, good girl is on a lot of t-shirts.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
And a lot of underwear.
I will say this: I enjoy the praise kink. I enjoy giving that to somebody. That's where I could shine. I enjoy making people feel good.
I feel like I do have a praise kink. I think yeah, I would think so. Now that I think about it, I'm really thinking about it. I'm going,
I'm glad you caught up
Yeah.
with the rest of us. Yes.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm here
And-
now.
and-
I don't know why you're apologizing.
And now she's apologizing for it. See, this is it.
So, yeah, I think, the yin and yang of it all, two sides of the same coin. I think
Hey,
I think I enjoy the praise because I have self-esteem issues and I have insecurities. So I need that reassurance. And some people who feel the same exact way that I do feel the need to process in a different way on the opposite end of it. And
Yes.
it's honestly, two sides of the
You're-
same coin.
Your yin likes their yang. Yes.
Yes. So that's degradation. That's erotic humiliation
Mhm.
in a nutshell.
So I think we really should.
Oh, we have not done. Would you do it?
Would you do it? Yeah. And you know what? We'll start with Rebecca because I think we know your opinions, but do you want to give any final notes on your opinions of it, and if there is a level that you would participate, either giving degradation.
We know your opinions, but do you want to notate those opinions?
Exactly.
Do I want to put it on a record? Because of my past history, I do not enjoy degradation being directed towards me. As a sub in any type of play, I maybe being called a slut or a whore, but that would be the level. That would probably be my limit. The rest of it, it would be a stop and dead in the tracks. However, comma.
Asterisk.
Oh,
Asterisks.
if now there would obviously be some more. I would actually probably degrade somebody if they wanted me to, because I am a giver, and I think that obviously there's some hard things that I wouldn't do, but I think that I would degrade somebody if they wanted me to.
All right. Yeah. All right, Shep. What about you?
I'll have to tread on nay for this one on all sides. It's just not my bag.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. This is very much a, you're either into it or you're not. There is some gray areas, but you gotta either be there. I don't enjoy degrading somebody. I think I would do a little bit.
I can handle the superficial, like yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I could call somebody like a dirty slut, or flog them and tell them.
That's not degrading. That's foreplay.
I know, or like something like bending over the knee and spanking like a bad person. Like you've been naughty, I'm going to spank you. Like
again,
you would
foreplay.
punish.
You know how to get me going.
Exactly.
I know, right? I'm like, yeah, you're talking about a fun Friday night.
I thought we were going to degradation here. Where we're going?
I know.
I know. Hey guys, that's degradation. There we go. That's there are different levels to this, and I think I would participate in a very what I call degradation light, where
So
I'm not.
Thursdays. Okay.
Yeah, so a good Thursday. But yeah. As far as being degraded, I mean, go nuts. I don't give a shit. If you want to be mean to me to get your rocks off, I mean, my friends are mean to me for laughs, and I love it. So I don't care as long as we vibe on the other levels that count. We're still gonna do the naughty, and I'm not coming over to clean your house. That's not happening.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna be like, clean my house. I'm gonna be
But
like,
you
well,
do
okay,
clean.
I know, Shep. You don't tell me to clean. I just do it on my own.
Because you're a good boy.
Yeah, the minute you say, John, clean up this mess, I'm literally going to cat everything off the table. I'm just going to shove everything off the table and walk out. Because I am a bad boy.
Oh, you bratty guy.
I'm a bratty
boy.
All right. But yeah, you can verbally degrade me. I don't give a crap. I'm still going to have the sex with you.
You have a micro fanny pack.
Yeah,
No one can degrade you.
Yeah, I was like, you can't degrade me. I already think I'm God's gift to no one.
Oh my God!
And then you had to just
Self-degradation is not good.
See,
See,
there it is.
Let's not go pity party. Come on,
Yeah.
self-degradation,
Actually-
not pity party.
No. One of my favorite phrases is, I'm God's gift to Burger King. I love that. I love that phrase. I'm God's gift to Burger King. What? I bought the king a new car. 'Cause I eat Burger King a lot. I go to Burger King a lot.
Oh,
This episode is brought to you by Burger King.
Who's our special
What is
boy?
Go
what
get
is
a
it with
Big
you
Mac.
and B companies? You like the companies that start with B.
I do. It's a fetish. All right.
So what's on our
gotta find
wheel,
out.
John?
We've only got
Bet
4
fetish.
things
Wow.
left. We've got 4 things left, and next week. No, 3 things. I'm wrong. We only have 3 things.
3 things until we have to revamp this whole scenario.
Oh boy, guys. Everybody bring your tiny rods next week. 'Cause we're going to sound off like we got a pair.
Oh no, that's the one everybody's been avoiding.
Sounding. Okay.
Yay!
So I know an uncomfortable amount about this this subject.
I know
I've never
nothing about
experienced
this
it.
subject.
I know about it though. But I'm excited to talk about it. This is one of those. This is 100% not me. But I want to dive in and find out the whys, the hows.
It wants to dive into you.
I want to dive into it.
I know nothing about this, so
Let's put stuff
I
in the
don't
tip
know.
of our peens. We're all getting catheters next week.
I've had a catheter.
Yeah, but now we're going to use little metal rods. It's going to be fun. And then we're going to hit it with a tuning fork. Next week is going to be an excitingly
Do
out
they
there
literally hit it
episode.
with the tuning fork?
Yes.
It is called sounding.
Oh, okay. We'll wait till next episode. But now I'm
yeah.
dying to know.
Yes.
Now I'm excited.
Next episode, I am really excited for. Like, I am not into this kink, but it fascinates me. So
He is ready
I'm
to
so
sound
we go.
excited.
off.
I'm ready to sound off like I've got a pair of tuning forks. So I am your brilliant and charming host, John Ondero, saying goodnight. And as always with me is the very brilliant, a very friendly Mr. Shep.
Wait, brilliant? What?
You're brilliant. I talked to you all the
You're
time.
brilliant.
I mean, good evening.
And also the very beautiful, the very wonderful, and brightens every day, everywhere, Miss Rebecca.
Good evening, everyone.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye. We're sounding off.
Oh.